we need to understand as a woman, first and foremost, before I even go into this Mary being a sign, us as black women need to understand our value. We need to understand that we are more valuable than any diamond, any pearl, any ruby, any sapphire, any type of stone that is worth so-called monetary value. Sisters, think about this when you think about yourself. Do you go and find sand and find pearls just lying around on the beach? No, you don't. You can't go on the sunny beaches of Hawaii or the sunny beaches of Miami or Tampa or wherever you may be and just find valuable pearls lying around. A pearl is found deep in the depths of the ocean, covered by layers and layers and layers of water, and then by the time you get to where the pearls are, you have to dig inside of a clam to get it. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So that means Allah, if man has put value on these pearls, and Allah has made it very, very difficult to get to this pearl, why is it so easy to get you? I mean, you're more valuable than the pearl that he put in the sea. Right. We have to look at ourselves on we can't necessarily look at, okay, what is put before us on television? What is this? What is that? Because my mom asked me today, I was getting dressed, and what I had on, she was like, where you going looking like Catwoman? I said, where am I going? Mom, this is my underclothes. This is my undergarment. I ain't even halfway dressed yet. And she was like, oh. And I'm like, you know, I'm some people, they can just walk outside in tights and a tank top and say, oh, this is an outfit. Tights and a tank top is my underclothes. That goes under what is on top. Because I don't give a damn where I go. I can look like $1 million and won't nobody try me. And even if they was stupid enough to try me, they gonna have to fight, and they gonna have to fight hard till the death to get what I got and what Allah has blessed me with to get to these pearls. They gonna have to fight and fight hard, trust and believe. This ain't no, oh, you can just whisper sweet nothings in a nigga ear, and it's like, oh, just cause you got a little funds in your pocket, I'm finna lay with you. No, sir. I don't give a damn what you got, what you talking about. That's not gonna suffice with me. It ain't. And us as women, we need to understand that our valuable is more than what we put on ourselves. And we don't understand that we're the most valuable creatures on the planet, then you'll get what we have today. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the How to Give Birth to a God series, he goes to explaining that. If you bear with me just a moment, I'll pull it up and I'll read it to you from the words of his mouth, standing on the rostrum. But he explains very eloquently how we need to understand first and foremost our value, and then look at the value that was placed on Mary. Out of all the prophets in the Bible, in the Quran, Jesus' mother is the only one that is really, really mentioned heavy. And why do I say that? Because in the Holy Quran, you have two surahs, two chapters of the Holy Quran dedicated to women. You have chapter 4 that is dedicated to women in general, and chapter 19 that is dedicated to Mary, or Maryam in Arabic. Why is that, you may say? Why did Allah God, when he revealed it, why would he say anything about Mary? And Mary and Jesus was 1,400 years before Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad came 1,400 years after the physical Mary and Jesus. But the Maryam in chapter 19 that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, this was talking about somebody in the distant future. 2015, Maryam. What we supposed supposed to be looking for today. And what we need to understand is that even as my husband stated, even in the Catholic Church, they have a song called Hail Mary. But what does hail mean? If you look up the word hail, it means praise, extol. I don't have the dictionary in front of me, and if my husband would like to, he can look it up and tell you what the definition of hail is, like Hail Mary. But I know the definition that I'm specifically referring to at this particular moment is praise and extol worthiness. Make something worthy of praise. And if we're talking about Hail Mary, we have to look at, if this Mary is a sign, well, who is the physical representation of the sign that has been given? And if you bear with me just one moment, I'll pull it up and I will read to you some excerpts from the How to Give Birth to a God series, which you can also watch these on YouTube, or you can order them off the Final Call, and you'll be able to get the entire lecture series, or you can go and listen to it for yourself, or you can search on YouTube and you may find excerpts of these lectures. But I'm reading to you from the transcript, the written out, these are the words of his mouth, delivered from the rock. And if you could bear with me just one moment, I'm going to read it to you. One moment. Please stop background noise. It says, I'm going to read some different parts. Bear with me just one moment. Let me make sure. Okay, no, this is the family of Amram. One moment.
Take your time.
I'm taking my time. I'm trying to make sure. Okay. This is Mary Mother. Because chapter 3 of the Holy Quran, before you get to chapter 4, which is titled The Women, chapter 3 is called The Family of Amram. And in chapter 3 of the Holy Quran, there was a woman that was pregnant. And this particular woman that was pregnant is Mary's mother, that was pregnant with Mary. And she told God, give me one moment. Okay, so I want to bring to you exactly where I found it. Okay, I'm going to read it here, and I'm going to skip a few places, but just take it. I just want you to bear with me and just follow along. It's talking about, hold on. I'm going to start from the previous paragraph that's going to flow into where he's talking about the family of Amram. And it says, I want you to bear with me, sisters, because this is your day. When you leave out of here today, sister, I want you to go out almost like you are floating on a cloud. And from this day forward, I want you to take charge of both of your wombs, the womb that you bear your children and your mind, and know who you are, a co-operator with God in the creation of human life. Sisters, I'm not going to belabor the point, but your desire is what feeds the will. If you have a strong enough desire for what you will produce, if you have a strong enough desire for something, that desire will feed the will, and the will operate and make a way, and you will produce what you want. But when you kill the mind, you kill desire. By destroying the person's knowledge of self, you see they don't know who they are. They don't know what their purpose is in the world, so they don't know what to desire. Let me help you, beloved sisters. God, I wish that this subject could be broadcast to the world, not because Farrakhan wants to be known in the world, but because what we are saying from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, based on the Holy Quran, is a knowledge that must be known all over the world. We have got to change the world, and you cannot change the world unless you reform and change the thinking of the woman. Because you don't know yourself, you disrespect yourself. We don't know ourselves, we disrespect you and ourselves, talking about the brothers. So I want to bring to you the 3rd chapter of the Holy Quran. It is a chapter called The Family of Amram. And there's a woman of that family. Now, you can't create a family without a woman. And the kind of family that you create is based upon the kind of woman that you have. Are you with me? Hold on through this. Brothers, don't get tired on me. a woman of Amram, said, My Lord, I vow to thee that what is in my womb to be devoted to thy service. So accept it from me, for only thou art the hearing and the knowing. Here is a woman, you know she's a woman of God. God consciousness has to be there, sisters. In order for you to do what God wants you to do, to cooperate with him, you must know God. You must love God. He must be uppermost in your mind. Not your husband, not your boyfriend, because there's no husband that can do for you. And do by you what God can do and has already done. And if you got a good husband, it's only because God gave him to you. So God has to be number one. Any man that wants to take a woman away from God and bring her to you is an insane man. One who says, I'll teach you, I'll pray for you. Shut up, fool. What the hell you mean you'll pray for her? Nigga, please. The best damn thing you can do is get the hell out of the woman's way and show her the way to God. And when she gets there, thank God, because when a woman is wrapped in God, your future is secure as a man. And that is why I must say to the children of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that Clara Muhammad was one of the most wonderful women that ever lived. And it is because of the beauty of that woman's soul that she brought forth from her womb children and grandchildren that will be special in the world. Not because just they are special for being special, but a special woman it takes to create a special people. Coming back to the woman now, my Lord, I vow to thee. What does that word vow mean? When you make a vow, this is not only your desire, this is your combined will with your determination. I'm determined that what I would make, whatever is in my womb, to be devoted to you. This is what you as women should say. Long before you are pregnant, these little girls that are here that have not known a man yet in their life, right now should be putting in their minds that the world is in a messed up condition, not because some spook operating on it, because women who did not know their relationships to God brought forth men that are scourges to the planet. But for the same womb that brought forth a Hitler, there was another womb that brought forth a Jesus Christ. The same womb that brought forth a Napoleon and Attila the Hun and a tumor that brought forth Moses, Abraham, and the prophets of God. It is your womb. You can do it if you will to do it. Change your mind and start now, little girls, and say in your heart, what I produce from here, I produce it for God. And I pray that he will accept what my mind operating on his law produces. Look at it now. Look at it. So when she brings it forth, here's a woman that vowed and now her womb is full. So when she brought it forth, look at what she said. My Lord, I have brought forth a female, and Allah knew that's what she brought forth. So don't get excited, man, when we want to see our own image and she brings forth a female. Don't get hot another girl in the old Islamic world before they bury little girls alive. She brought forth a girl and she said Allah knew best what she brought forth. Now this is when talking about when she was bringing forth Mary. This was Mary's mother, Jesus' grandmother. But I'm going to skip past because I know it's a lot more in depth to it, but I really want to get into who's the actual physical person that the Mary of the Holy Quran is a symbol of. Since she's a symbol, there must be a physical representation, and I do want to go ahead, I'm going to skip forward to it, to, the meat of what I wanted to say, because I don't want to take up much of the time, but I do want you ladies to understand that this is something that we have never been taught in a Christian church. I don't give a damn where you say you go, what you have believed. If the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has not come up in there and said anything and spoke from the rostrum and made a delivery of a speech, I can guarantee you, you have not got the teachings that is presented in the How to Give Birth to God series. You may have gotten a piece or a portion, but you have not gotten the full eloquent message that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gives. So bear with me just one moment. I'm trying to get to the point